Hey y'all, Natalie here today for Mixed Media Frenzy, and we are scrap lifting the amazing Claudia Rhodes. You can see the layout right up there on the right. This is my pick today. I'm super excited to share it with you. I've had this layout in my inspiration folder since she posted it. It's so gorgeous. And so today is also the hop, where we extend the invitation to anyone in the Facebook group to join us on today's hop. So it's a lot of people that are using this page as inspiration. And so I hope that you'll hop along and be really inspired by everyone's scrap lifts of Claudia Rhodes' layout. So I'm starting with Fossilized Amber Distress Oxides through this Echo Park stencil. It's called Farmhouse. And I'm trying to do a lighter hand up there towards the top because I do want it to kind of look faded. And in Claudia's original layout, it kind of went like a little bit of an S swoosh pattern from the top right across and then down to the middle. So I'm kind of following the exact same design. She has lots of pinks and peaches in her layout. I'm going to stick with the warm color tones, and her stenciling was in yellow, so I'm doing that. But I'm going to do maybe some darker reds, because in the photo that I'm using, I am wearing like a maroon dress, and we're standing in front of our brick chimney at our home. And so those darker colors are in the layout, also because it is a recent photo from just the other day. So it's in the winter portion of my scrapbook. And it's not like I try to keep anything color coded, but it just kind of has a feel to it, right? So I love this technique. I do not have any gesso on this white cardstock, first of all, but I will be doing more of this ink blending and stenciling. I don't do that enough in my mixed media, and I do want to incorporate more of that this year. So the next element Claudia has on her page are these stamped florals. It looks as though she stamped in black over patterned paper. I am going to do a very light pattern here, and I'm going to stamp this paisley stamp from Pink Fresh Studio. I'm going to stamp it in this peppermint color from Catherine Pooler, and it is like a dark red. And I'm here to tell you, my hands are still red, and it's about 2 days after I did this. I don't know what happened. I think it might be the baby wipes that I used to clean off my stamp, but this red got all over my hands, and they are still stained even after showers and everything, hand washing. So I am stamping a few of these paisleys. I think I do 4 maybe. And then there's these florals that go inside the paisleys as well. So I just took some plain white cardstock, and I'm inking them up with the same fossilized amber that I used through the stencil on the background. And I'm going to ink those up a couple times. I'm drying them with my heat tool in between because it is the Distress Oxide ink, and so it takes a little longer to dry. And I'm going to die cut them and add them to the paisley stamp. There you go. So I do have the matching die that goes with this paisley stamp, and I cut it out. It has this cute little like scallop border around it. So I'm going to adhere the florals to the inside of the paisley, and I'll link down below with my affiliate link to a cherry on top if you would like to go pick up any of these stamps. It is an investment to get the matching dies to go with stamps, but in my experience, I find that it's highly useful. I'm going to use my stamps twice as much if I have a die that cuts them out. And helps me bring them to life on the page, make it more dimensional if I want to. So now I'm going to start on the painting section. So you can see in Claudia's original layout, she just has stripes of paint all through the middle. So I am using a crimson color, a mustard colored, and another might be like a burnt orangey color almost. It's actually really close to the crimson color. You'll see here in a minute. And I'm trying to really control myself. A lot of times I want to go too big with my mixed media, but Claudia's is very small and dainty and controlled in the middle of the page, and I want to really mimic that. So I'm making sure to kind of control my stripes. Start smaller. I can always add more, but you can't take away, right? So I'm putting those dark colors next to each other in the middle, and I'm going to lighten them up in a minute because I add this mustard in, and then otherwise I chose a very pale pink color and a white color that I'm going to go in. And I did switch brushes before doing this. I also allowed the other paint to dry a little bit because while I don't mind a little bit of blending, I don't want a ton of blending. But I like that pink because I feel like it's first of all, unexpected with the color scheme, but I also feel like it helps brighten up and lighten up the page. And then I'm going to do a swish of white here too, which just keeps it light, even though I have those bright, bold colors in the middle. And I'm super happy with how that turned out. And you can even still see some of the stenciling through the paint, which I think is really cool. So it's all dry now. What am I doing? Oh, okay. So on Claudia's layout, it's kind of hard to see in the small photo, but I will put one up at the end as well in the stills. But she has stamping on top of the acrylic paint. So I am doing the same. I grabbed this like grid stamp by Amy Tangerine, and I'm going to do a lot of ghost stamping, second, third generation stamping, and just kind of fill it in. I don't want to cover up all of the beautiful color that I just added in, but I just want to add some texture and fun to it. And now I have my paisleys, and I have put adhesive on the back of them, and I am arranging them how I would like them to go. They are a lot bigger than the die cut or the stamp that she used on her original layout, so I didn't do too many of them, and I am going to cut that one in half, the one that's hanging off, and add it over there onto the top right. But I'm happy with it. They don't overshadow the background too much. I was able to move them around so that they fit nicely and don't, you know, look like too much. At least I hope they don't. I don't think they do. So I cut off that little tail, and I'm going to add it on the other side to bring it all in. And then I have 5 pieces, which is a good rule. A balanced odd number is always good. It's very visually pleasing. And so you have your triangle and maybe a couple of other sections. So now I'm going to add back in my photo. I am going to mat it on white, and then in that same mustard color that I actually used to cut the title. I was kind of stressing over the title. I like to do quirky titles or funny titles, and so we were dressed up to go to the theater the other day, and that doesn't happen much. So all of a sudden the idea came to my mind of that famous song that everybody was doing TikTok dances to, "We're fancy like Applebee's on a date night." So I just kind of changed it up, and I said, "We fancy like Amerigo's on a family date." And so like I did a few little things that basically highlight where we ate and what we did, and we stayed out late, and it rhymes and it's silly. And I don't remember what it says because I don't have the layout right in front of me, but you can see it in the final photos at the end. So sorry about that. But make sure you guys hop along. Check out all the links down below. There are so many gorgeous pages, and I can't wait to see what everybody else does. And I hope that you're inspired. And if you didn't hop along with us today, like create a video, that's fine. You can still be inspired and use the sketch or the scrap lift and show me what you did. Tag me. Let me know. I am using these florals, which are from the fall line from Paint Fresh Studio from actually like 2020, I think. I think that's what they are from. I don't remember the name of it, but I just picked out the reds and a blue there because the boys are wearing blue suits. They insisted on that. I did not ask them to wear suits, but they wanted to be fancy. They like to be perfect gentlemen is what they say. They do not act like perfect gentlemen, but that's okay. In Claudia's original layout, she also has some stamping on the, some word stamping on the acrylic paint. So I just stuck a stamp that says, oh, what fun. I think it's a Christmas stamp, but I did it a few times ghost stamping over there on the pink, and then on the left I did one good solid bright stamp. And then that was a cute little mustard sticker from Citrus Twist Kits that matched, and it said incandescent, which I felt like, you know, that goes with your fancy look that we were incandescent once we cleaned up, right? I'm just going to add red pearls, and that's going to be the end of my layout. I'm so glad that I scrap lifted this from Claudia, that she inspired me. Thank you so much for that, Claudia. There's her original layout, and I like to think I did it a little bit of justice. I followed it pretty much to a T, so I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope that you will too. Please let me know if you have any questions, and hop along to see what everyone else created with this inspiration, and make sure to check out Claudia's Instagram. It is very inspirational. She's a really great mixed media artist. So thank y'all for watching. Bye.